This video contains content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewers' discretion is advised. Yesterday, I was at the store, and I noticed there was this lady who was a local, which has mental issues, was beating on the window, cursing. And there was a white guy in the store. And he was like, I swear to God, I'm going to shoot that lady. I'm telling you, I'm going to shoot that lady. So I'm looking at the guy like, what is wrong with him? Then he goes on to holler about he's going to call the cops. And then he talking about I was in the military. Hey man, a certain spirit just came over me. Because I thought about all of these things that are happening now with black folks and white folks calling the cops and shooting down black people, and especially black women. So I told him, I say, yeah, you don't sound that tough to me. Like, what? I said, you don't sound that tough to me. You scared of a woman, you scared to go outside because of a woman. And then you gonna holler about you was in the damn military. I mean, what branch of the military was you in? You don't sound that damn tough to me. I mean, if you scared to go outside because of a woman, man, you don't sound that tough to me. He finally went on about his business. But if that man would have shot that lady, what does he think was going to happen to him? He was not going to leave that parking lot unassisted. Even if he would have called the police, he was not going to leave that parking lot unassisted. I just cannot understand what is wrong with men today, and they are afraid of women. I just did not come up in that era where men had to get a weapon for a woman. And to be honest with you, sometimes the women licks sting a little bit, but it's just more or less a man hit you up out of anger. Not because your licks are just hurting him that damn much. And I don't care if it was a white woman or any other type of woman. I'm not the type of man just to sit back and watch you well off on a woman. I'm going to stand back and try to gather as much information as I can within the little time that I have to make a decision. Should I step in or should I not step in? But in the case of this woman, I know this woman has mental issues. And the man talking about he gonna shoot this woman in the presence of a black man. I'm not standing for that. And I'm not going for that. And I just don't understand is when I look at the news and I see black women being beat up or shot by white men, you have black men standing there looking, watching it all go down. It don't have to go down that way if you will step in. And men of today are not like men of yesterday. They can talk about the old men all they want to, but the old men wasn't no pussy wimps like these kids are today, to where they got to shoot and beat up their woman, or any woman for that matter. I just did not come up in that type of era. And it's time that, hey, the men that call themselves men out here have to stand up and be men, because you see what is being pushed, what is being thrust upon us. And I've always tried to set myself in a position where, hey man, I'm gonna let it be known that I'm not down with that, and this is my position. You free to do anything that you want. That's when this guy was talking about religion. I said, well, when I really read up on the Bible, I see that the Christianity deal is like, hey man, whoever wills, let him come. It didn't say you got to come or you better come. He's giving you a choice. So these days, you have a choice. But the choice that people make today, especially the men, the first thing they do is pull out a cell phone camera. And they say that, oh man, you got to get it on tape. Well, if you would step in and be a man, there will be anything to put on tape. Especially the death or the beat down of a black woman. Even when there's a police officer that has lost control, if you speak loudly enough and with enough authority, that cop will hear you and he'll stop doing what he's doing. But at least do that. All this hiding and screaming is like fueling a fire. And besides that, you have 10, 11 people standing around there with a damn cell phone camera, and not one is willing to lift a finger to save a life. The way I see this thing that's happening now with concerns of black people, it's like we're all getting picked off one by one. And we're allowing it to happen. No one is saying, hey man, I tell you what, we need to try to fight back a little bit. At least a little bit. Maybe we can deter this thing that's happening. This wave of killings that's coming upon us. We need to do something to stop it. And all you have to do is stand up and be a man. That's why I'm not with this LGBT thing, because they are being opposite of a man. And what's the opposite of a man? That's a woman. It's sad, I'm going to tell you, Hollywood has done a bad job on black women. Hollywood presents black women as the toughest thing in the house, and that's a damn lie. She may talk the most shit in the house, but she is not the toughest thing in the house. That is that man. So a lot of people watch live television and don't have personal relations with black people. And they're going off of what they see on TV. And sometimes I see some of these black women that are being beat up by these damn cops. They beat this woman like they beating a damn man. That's because of the image that has been portrayed of you. And I don't care how much trash you talk, you know damn well that you cannot be a man. I know that eventually black people will get it together. It's just sad seeing so many of us go before we get to that point. Some of us just don't want to get it. Some of us just don't understand. And that thing about it, see, because if you stand back and watch some woman or somebody being abused, who's to say somewhere in the future someone is not going to step in with one of your relatives, or it could be you that's getting that beat down. And they could have stepped in, but they chose to stand back and do nothing. See, a lot of people, they worry about what ifs. What if I get shot? What if I lose the fight? What if I get arrested? What if I get killed? All these things have never happened. This stuff that you put in your own damn mind. That ain't never happened and probably never will happen. You have to step out on faith. I mean, if you know that you are trying to do the right thing, I'm quite sure that the forces of the universe will be on your side. But if you have some ulterior motives, well, you're on your own. So that's why a lot of things that people do fail, because they don't seek the ancestors' approval first. They want to do things on their own. Whenever I am, when somebody's head, when I meet somebody, when I encounter a person that has some type of mental issue or anger problems, I don't know. But for some reason, this person comes to me with their problem. The first thing that comes to my mind is say, you know what, if I don't say nothing, will this go away and, I should probably never see this person again? Or do I have to do something? Because if I don't, this will be just a never-ending problem. I ask the ancestors that, and whatever answer they give me will determine what I am going to do. Sometimes I hear nothing. Sometimes they say, hey, you better handle up. So like I say, man, I just don't try to do anything without seeking the ancestors' approval first. But a lot of people are not spiritual. They are losing their spiritual connection. Now, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, he did what he was supposed to do. I just wish that he had better aim. It's getting to the point when black people gather or venture out, they need to be inside this type of bubble, to where you are being surrounded by other black people within the community, so that a lot of these killings that are happening, we can stop it. And I keep saying, all people have to do is get you a map of your neighborhood. Look for all the main entrances to your neighborhoods. Set you up some checkpoints at those entrances. And have you some men sitting out there 24/7. They got men in the neighborhood that are retired, not doing nothing, that can be of service to the community. If your community is being like that, and even if your community isn't like that, I would suggest that you would kind of prepare yourself, because there is no telling when this is going to trickle down to your neighborhood. So you have to have some people out, like these neighborhood watches. Black people need neighborhood watches. So that, hey, at these main entrances, cars got to come in. So you see certain cars come in that you're not familiar with, okay, jot it down. You have your little radio walkie-talkie, have other people in the neighborhood. If there's some type of crime or shooting being committed, block those damn entrances. Nobody come in, nobody coming out until we can solve this matter. And that goes with how children are being kidnapped or whatever. Have somebody at these entrances, so when people are out playing or whatever, they can do what they do without the worry of someone coming into the community and committing harm to them, whether it is the cops or not. That's because the community, the people within the community, the residents, will not get involved. Where there is community involvement, you don't see things like this happen. How can you depend on the police department to solve these issues when the police department are 90% of the problem with these damn issues? So that doesn't make a lot of sense. And if you will pray to the ancestors, they will tell you the way to go. And like I say, the spirit is within you. You just have to learn how to seek it out. And quit being so damn scared. scared of the unknown. You're saying this or that might happen, I might get shot or whatever, when that just may not happen. You don't know. But if you step out on faith, it won't happen. And not only should we protect the women, but we have to protect all people within our community. Why do you think that they are shooting young black men? It is to keep you from being an older black man. When you watch some of those old movies and the town is being attacked, you always hear them say, protect the women and the children. But when it comes to us, it is always self-preservation. We don't think about the women, the children, the elderly, our neighbors and friends. All we are concerned about is ourselves until these problems are at our doorsteps. Now we want everybody to come in and listen and to help us out. Because now we's in trouble. When there is never no we when it comes to black people fighting for justice. It's only just you. And as I say, black people, you got to dig deep. You got to pray. You got to seek spiritual guidance, especially right about now. All these things that are happening are not just happening just because. The forces of the universe are at work, and you better get busy to work yourself.